Last year, we started with the 7-8 STEM Collaborative Inquiry Project. So with this particular project, we organised ourselves so that we have 5 teams. Each team has 2 Year 7 and 2 Year 8 classes. And each of these teams across the 2 years took on board 3 projects. So we've had 15 projects in total. Teachers were supported to co-design and co-deliver these projects. So at Morialta High School, we're lucky enough to have a structure. We call it our PLT, or Professional Learning Team structure, where we have an afternoon each week that is factored into everyone's timetable at the same time, where they can all collaboratively meet and plan. So we were able to make use of this time, thereby not having to use TRT days to fund release of our staff from our site, but also gave an opportunity then for other sites to have a time to come and meet with our staff. We also had a task group. This was formed by the STEM leader from each of the sites involved, as well as the STEM catalyst. And we also had UniSA personnel on this task group. And the purpose of this task group was to plan the professional learning activities for the project, to also collect and analyse data from the project, monitor the project, and of course to organise the STEM showcases that we had at the end of each phase of the project. And each phase was when we had each of the 5 teams working on a project, so 5 projects, and at the end we'd have a community showcase to showcase the learning. Some of the pre and post data sets included surveys. We also came up with a set of questions that we wanted staff to reflect on, which I'll talk about in a moment. And the way we collected that, we sort of said if you want to write your reflections down, if you want to just record your voice using your iPhone, if you want to video yourselves, that's fine. And then we had the help of UniSA in helping us to collate all of that data. Okay, so we developed 3 tools to provide a clear vision of the learning and assessment that we wanted to take place. And the first thing we developed was a set of STEM capabilities and dispositions that we wanted everyone to explicitly teach to and assess. So all of these 3 tools are loaded onto the USBs I've handed out. On the reverse side of that, we developed a set of guiding questions so that teachers could reflect along the way on what they were doing and therefore being able to reflect on whether they were actually really explicitly teaching to and assessing these particular STEM capabilities and dispositions. I guess one of the challenging things for us is it was a Year 7-8 project. We had 6 different sites involved, 3 year levels, because not only 7s and 8s, but some of the Year 7 classes were actually hybrid Year 6-7 classes. We had, even within the same team, we had, depending on the site that you came from and the year level, different disciplinary foci from people within the team. And we had MYP schools and non-MYP schools. We had some of the schools assessing to the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program assessment criteria, and others assessing to the Australian Curriculum Achievement Standards. So we wanted to develop a unit plan and an assessment rubric template that allowed for this diversity. So again, these are on your USB, and you'll see examples of these on your table. So this took a lot of our headspace. It was a difficult and challenging thing to do. We did use the IBMYP interdisciplinary framework we modelled it on that, but we modified it to allow for the flexibility that we knew we wanted. So whilst we knew it was important to have that flexibility so that every teacher and every class could get out of it what they needed to get out of it, what we did make consistent across everyone was that you will, on your unit plan, come up with a predetermined set of STEM capabilities and dispositions that you're going to be teaching to, and you will have a predetermined set of concepts from across science, technology, maths that you know you're going to be teaching to, but it might have looked different for the year 6-7 teacher to the year 8 teacher, because obviously they're covering different things at different year levels. And so it was quite a task for them to work together and come up with their documents, which then look slightly different for slightly different sites and year levels, but they were required to then explicitly teach to these things and assess to them.